These videos are to help you learn about connecting words. So I'm going to analyze some sentences and we'll talk about how they're similar or different. Let's look at this group of 3 sentences. You can pause the video and read them if you want. People complain about the price of gas, but no one has invented a car that doesn't use fuel. Here we have the connecting word but. Before the sentence, we have a subject and a verb, complete sentence, and another subject and a verb. So people complain, no one has invented. So these are 2 sentences, and we join them with a comma and but. These 2 sentences are in contrast. People complain, no one has made a car that doesn't use gas, doesn't use fuel. Okay, so there's a contrast between these 2. Is the meaning any different when we change the connecting word to however? No, in fact, it's not any different. And many things about this combination of sentences remain the same. We still have a subject and a verb and a subject and a verb, but you can see that however has different punctuation than but. However ends with a period and then before and a capital letter and then a comma after. Okay, so I'm actually going to change that to blue. Finally, although people complain about the price of gas, no one has invented a car that doesn't use fuel. Maybe there's a slight, very small difference between these 2, but mostly this is actually the same in meaning also. We still are comparing or contrasting, showing a surprising contrast between 2 things. And you can see that the punctuation for although is a little bit different. We start the sentence with although, and then we have a comma after the end of the first clause. Okay, so these 3 sentences are similar in meaning. However, they're a little bit different in punctuation and some of the other elements. Let's go on to the next group of sentences. In the next group of sentences, we can see some sentences with different connecting words. The first one says, the former French colonies still speak the French language, and they have strong ties with the French government. So here we have a subject and verb. The former French colonies still speak, and they have. So we have really 2 complete sentences, and they are combined with a comma and the connecting word and. Okay. Next we have the former French colonies still speak the French language. In addition, they have strong ties with the French government. So of course, again, we still have a subject and verb pair on each side, and then we have in addition. And in addition, we see that it has different punctuation than and. In addition has a semicolon before and a comma after. All right, let's look at the last one in this group. The former French colonies still speak the French language, in addition to having strong ties with the French government. Please notice, having strong ties with the French government is not exactly the same as they have. I'm going to highlight it in a different color to show that it's a little bit different, okay? It doesn't actually have a subject and verb, it's just a noun phrase, and I will get to explaining why that is important. So here we also have, instead of in addition, we have in addition to. So that's a little bit different also. However, once again, all of these do have the same meaning. All right, let's go ahead and look at the last set of sentences. Older people in the U.S. often live in nursing homes, so there are many jobs available in these facilities. So let's go again and highlight the subject and verb pairs that we have on each side, and then notice that we have so with a comma before and then the connecting word so. Okay, in our next group of sentences, we use a different connecting word as a result, but the meaning is the same or very similar to the meaning of so. Okay, so however, the punctuation is different because the punctuation has a period before and a comma after the connecting word. Finally, we have this connecting word, since, okay? And again, we have 2 clauses. And we have the connecting word at the very beginning, and we have a comma in the middle of the sentence. Okay? Oops. So, what's the meaning of these connecting words? First of all, let's look at the meaning of the connecting words. As we said, when we have these connecting words that are but, however, and although, these have the same meaning. They are showing the meaning of a contrast. Something different or something surprising between two things. What about these ones? And in addition. They show an addition where we are just adding more information. So they all have that meaning. And then this last group, so and as a result, is showing a result. Okay? So let's take a minute to look and see how these fit into our connecting words chart. I wish we were in school because I would give you this connecting word chart printed in color. But since I cannot find a way to deliver it to you, I will let you print it in color or use it on your computer in color. So basically, the way this connecting word chart works is when we read across, we see words that have the same meaning. So that means that and means the same as also, in addition, additionally, furthermore, and moreover. There's no difference in the meaning of any of the ones in this group. It also means the same as in addition to and besides. Here you can see some of our other ones, like but and however, which are in two groups, and although, which is in concession. So what's the difference between concession and contrast? Contrast shows more of a difference, a direct difference, like on the other hand, or in contrast when we are comparing two things very directly. But concession more like shows that the first part of the sentence is correct, but we sort of disagree with some part of it. So for example, if so they're very similar to each other in terms of both having opposite or surprising information. There's a connecting word that shows a contradiction, which means on the contrary. So on the contrary is different from in contrast. In contrast is used to describe a difference, like one of my daughters is tall. In contrast, the other daughter is short. But on the contrary is used to disagree. So on the contrary is more like if I say, some people say that immigrants hurt the economy. On the contrary, immigrants help the economy. I am really directly contradicting the previous sentence. Here we see the result connecting words, which are like so and as a result. We see the reason connecting words, like because. We see a lot of time and order connecting words, like first, next, finally, or in this column, before, after, and when. We see some condition connecting words, which means one thing has to happen or something else will happen. So for example, we need to get ready fast or we will be late for school. We could also say, if we don't get ready fast, we will be late. Okay, we see some example connecting words like for example and such as, which I'll talk about later. And we finally see the last two groups, which are emphasis and conclusion. And you can see that all of those are only blue connecting words. So what do the different colors mean on the chart? Well, and what do they mean in this document? That's what I'm going to show you in the next video.